Get off my lawn. Don't turn around in my driveway. And don't drive slow if you're in the left lane. Scooby-Doo-Bop-Bop-a-Deep-a-Doo-Bop-Bop. Surrounded by brilliance.
Welcome back to another episode of the Surrounded by Brilliance podcast. I'm your host, creator, founder, all things awesome, Josh Will. This podcast, as you know, was created to bring together like-minded people who get annoyed by a lot of things, actually. They get annoyed by a lot of things, and they just don't like stupid people. That's what this podcast is about. So you're going to hear a lot of humor. You're going to hear some levity. You're going to hear some serious discussion. Well, a little bit of serious discussion, maybe. And you'll get a glimpse into my brain, a self-proclaimed get off my lawn guy. You'll also hear some stupid concepts, and you'll hear from some really interesting people and some not so interesting people. So, and with that, we have a very interesting guru on the podcast today. The one, the only, Toni Will. So, shocker, no surprise, this is Toni's what I like to call a frequent flyer. This is her second time on the podcast. Toni's my wife. She's a rock star. She's a general manager and governor for the Kalamazoo Wings. It's a men's AA professional hockey team located here in Kalamazoo. She's been doing that for 10 years and counting. She's also the first female GM of the Kalamazoo Wings and is a member of the Board of Governors for the ECHL. So she's awesome there. I'm summarizing here, folks. You want to learn more about her, you can find her everywhere on the World Wide Web. So additionally, she does have a lifestyle coaching business where she helps others find freedom from substances and reach fitness and nutrition goals. She's got she did a TED Talk in 2024. She's got a book coming out in 2026. She's just got a lot of awesome stuff coming on. Fun fact also, she is the proud owner of 2 Guinness World Records with the Kalamazoo Wings, one in 2019, one in 2024. She's also competed in 2 full Ironman triathlons. And again, I'm paraphrasing, I'm summarizing because this is only a 40-minute episode. So that's Toni Will, our guest, my wife. Hello, Toni. How are you?
Good, honey. How are you?
Oh, I'm delightful. I'm having a great day. The Buckeyes won yesterday. The Bengals just got a dub. I got some good stripes in the yard yesterday when I cut the grass. You know, life's looking up.
It is, and it was your birthday this weekend.
It was. It was my birthday yesterday. So if you're listening to this or watching this podcast and you now feel guilty about missing it, just feel free to send me an Amazon gift card or I don't know, Apple Cash, whatever you want to do. I'll accept it.
Bravo.
So it was my birthday. We know that. We know the Bengals won, the Buckeyes won. It's a good weekend. It's a beautiful day right now, and we're in here podcasting. But what's going on with you? Obviously, you're a rock star. I just gave the people a glimpse into you. How are things with you? Share with the people. I know how things are with you, but share with the listeners. What's going on in your life? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Anything paralyzing? I don't know.
Paralyzing. Wow, that's intense. Yeah. What's going on in my life? It's September, and you and I both know what that means in the Will household. We are shifting gears towards hockey season. So a lot of things K-Wings focused, as home opener is 6-ish weeks away, and we're in the 51st season of professional hockey. So I'm in prep for the annual press conference and season kickoff celebration with season ticket holders, all while building this new arena. We're opening in 2 years, so that is really picking up steam. Steel beams are up, and this bad boy is happening. The big groundbreaking is at the end of the month, and yours truly will be standing at the podium speaking at this groundbreaking.
Right where you want to be. She's never found a podium that she didn't like, folks. I mean,
so true.
And also, I'd be remiss to complete your bio. You and I are the parents of 3 wonderful children, young adult children. So shout out to them, Grace, Landon, and Chloe.
Yes, we do love them, but we also have Jack, our black lab, and then the cats.
Jack is awesome. He's the most awesomest. And yeah, there are cats. There's 2 cats. They're okay.
Randy and Roxanne.
So you got hockey season, which, and I'm very well versed in this now. So what happens is this: spring and summer come, we're out on the lake, we're having fun, we're doing all this stuff, enjoying the boat, going on a vacation here or there, seeing family. And then hockey comes, and the fun shifts from, anyway. A lot of hockey. I enjoy hockey, but go to a lot of games. So
Yeah, you didn't know, like, when we started dating, because we started dating in the middle of hockey season. What season was that, Josh? 18, 19. And you didn't really, 36 hockey games, whatever. And then you live it, and then you live it again and again and again. And
yeah,
you're like, these seasons are long. So what Josh isn't saying, and I'll go ahead and say it, is that our lives revolve around my hockey schedule.
pretty much.
And it is, I mean, like, he has to sacrifice. Now, I say that a little tongue in cheek only because, I mean, it's professional hockey. It's fun. He gets to go to every game and have bomb ass seats. So it's not that terrible, but it is a long season.
Yeah. I mean, it would be way more awesome if you worked for the Bengals or the Buckeyes and we had bomb ass seats there, in my opinion, right?
I'm working on it.
I love hockey, and I love the K-Wings and I love you, but boy, I love football way more, and I love Buckeye football way more, and Bengal football. Again, I'm riding the high. They got a W today. It wasn't a pretty win. Bengals, it wasn't a pretty win. But they got it done. This is the first time they've won their home opener in like 4 years. Or not home opener. It wasn't home opener. Their first season opener since 2020, I believe. So, anyways. So, we're talking about going into hockey season for you. Let's take a step back, and because we had some fun, memorable moments this past summer. And let's hit on some. There's a lot. So let's hit on some key events or things that happened that we had fun with, that were positives, that were maybe negatives. Just let's recap the spring through summer. So you and I were talking about this off air because there are so many. In May, we planted the garden. Now last year, we took a break from the garden because it was overgrown, and you finally broke, because you wanted this to be your project when we initially did it. And the first year wasn't it. You were surprised, but we had some stuff grow. You didn't completely listen to me when I said, "Hey, you should do this, and you should do this, and you should do this," and you're like, "Nah, I'm just going to do it my way." And you had some results. And then the second year, I said, "You really need to do this and this and this," and even my dad, Jeff Will, said, "You got to do this." You didn't. Again, you took none of that advice. And the garden was a major failure last year.
Huge failure. Huge. And I own that. Did I not, Josh?
You did. You owned it. You owned it. And it was to the point where I was, because there was already a garden when we moved here, a plat, but it was overgrown and not taken care of. So I was ready to, after last year, I said, okay, if you're not going to use this, I'm just going to tear it out and I'm going to plant grass there. And you said, wait, let's just one more year, but let's do it. And this was you. Let's do it together.
I did. I was like,
which normally that means, Josh, you do 95%. When it comes to manual labor, stuff like that, Josh, you do 95% of the work. Toni will do 5%. She'll take all the credit. That's normally how that works. Mm-hmm. No, but so we planted a garden. We did it the way I wanted to do it, mostly. We put down some fabric, put holes through, pulled weeds and stuff. And how's it been?
In a word, bountiful. Let me step back though for a minute, because I would be remiss. Like I did. I came to you and I said, what if we did this together? And I really wanted to live the cliche middle-aged white woman dream of having a garden. So I was like, all right, I know that I'm not that great at this, but for whatever reason, I just keep getting drawn to it, and I don't want to weed. And
No, you don't.
I don't even have a strategy with the vegetables. I just pick what sounds good at the store.
Yeah.
Like I just look at the packets. So if I could have a moment to talk about what that was like, to get to the bountiful garden, because
Sure.
I did say, and I want to point this out, because right before this was in May when we were going to plant, and I was like, I just don't want to do it, Josh. I don't have it in me. And I was serious, and you knew that because there's a tone of voice I have when I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to do it because my
Yeah.
mom died in February, and you were
Yeah.
like, and you're like, no, I think, I really think, let's do it together. Like you were really encouraging me and lifting me up because we put a lot of the flowers from her funeral in the garden. And I said, all
You
right,
tilled them in. Yeah, we put the
yep,
flowers in there, tilled them in.
yep. And I was like, okay, all right. That was just enough to get me over the hump. And I'm like, all right. So we spent a day in May and we painstakingly, without fighting, did it the way you want to do it, which required us to go to Home Depot, which I hate it there. I hate it. I just hate Home Depot. And then we got everything, and then it was hot, of course, because why would it wouldn't be comfortable temperatures the day we were going to plant this garden. We laid out the weed barrier, and then we had to put the stakes in the way you would do it, which meant Josh has the mind, a very detailed mind. I am a skimmer. I'm just big picture. Josh hones in on the details. And I love that about him, but oh, he wanted them hammered in a certain way. And then we had to cut out all these holes. And then you actually read the packet on like how many seeds had to go in each, and then you're like, oh, it's got to be a mound of dirt, Tony. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. But we did it. I just kept my mouth shut. I was like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be God's garden. And I'm, like I was trying to stay positive. And
It was. It
it
is.
was. So it was hard for me because I just wanted to throw it in. I just wanted to like throw it in and like have it be watered by the rain and have a
Right.
bountiful garden with no work.
Yeah, and this is a recap, so I'll summarize. What Tony's saying is Josh was right. Josh is always right. Garden worked out.
Josh is always right. In this scenario, listen, the lineage of green thumb that you come from, I respect.
That's good, and you should respect it. It's a deep lineage, And we
And
didn't. We watered it once, right? Mother Nature took care of the rest. So that's a recap of the of early spring, and then early or late June, Mr. Fourth of July party, right?
wait, can
This
I
is
say one more thing about the
sure,
garden?
sure.
I just, uh, I don't know the dimensions, but this isn't just your run of the mill garden. How big is our garden?
Oh, I think it is probably 20 by 15,
It's
20
big.
foot by 15 foot.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
big.
inches, everyone. It's feet.
That's why I said feet.
I just
So
wanted
it's
them to
big.
visualize it.
Visualize.
And if you're not friends with me on Facebook and you're listening to this, it's Toni Will. I posted up pictures. Did not, I mean, gigantic squashes, like tomatoes. I became a farmer over the summer, and I gave Josh no credit.
Farmer Tony. She did. She gave me no credit. So much so that we had to. It was so bountiful that we were giving stuff away to neighbors and friends. So next
Yeah.
year we might start our own farmers market, JT's farmers market. So fast forwarding, we're just hitting on the big clips here. Mr. and Mrs. Fourth of July party. That's a party that we have every year. Over my shoulder, you see Mr. Fourth of July. He's a legend around these parts. But this year had a little different twist. Normally it's myself and Mr. Fourth of July planning the party, and Tony just shows up in her attire, Mrs. Fourth of July attire, and she's a wonderful host.
No,
And
that's not true. Don't give me too much credit. You know I'm
okay,
grumpy
yeah,
about.
yeah. But this year she said, you know what, I'm going to be more active in this party because it's more of my thing. I smoke meats, and we have beer, which Tony does not partake in, and she's coming up on 5 years of not
Yeah.
partaking, which is awesome. But anyways, she's like, I want to be more active, proactive, or participatory, and she
Yes.
assigned herself the title of events director for said party and implemented karaoke as well as a limbo stick. Now, limbo stick
Yeah,
never
and
happened.
pinata, Josh, and a
And the
pinata.
pinata, you did. Because it's a kid-friendly party. We have a lot of fun. We do fireworks too. It's a lot of fun. And the pinata was a hit with the kids. The karaoke was a huge hit with the kids, and more so Toni, who is a big fan of karaoke. We found out she's got karaoke moves so much so that I had to tell her, I'm like, you need to let other people do it. We're hosting. They didn't come here to just watch you sing. So I'll just briefly touch on that because remember, these are recaps, honey.
Yes, I know, but yeah, I have to color commentate here. So I'm very excited about this because being events director at this party was quite the honor I bestowed upon myself. And it was, as Josh mentioned, I'm a non-drinker. And so I get a little bored after a while because I don't know, everyone's drinking and I love our friends and family, but I just get bored. And so I'm like, let's do something fun. So I talked about karaoke years before, and then Josh was like, "You never do it." I'm like, "You're right, I don't." This is the year. So I got on Amazon. I ordered the machine with 2 microphones. It came a week early, and we got it on a Sunday. And I said, "Josh, let's test drive this." So we had to figure out what app to download, and then we were off and running. You and I sang karaoke on a Sunday for like an hour, and we
Yeah.
were dying laughing. And I really felt like you're a decent singer. You're pretty good. I have my moments. But when you and I harmonize, it's like, it's amazing. And when you sing lead and I'm your backup, you know, take us to church. It was so good. And you won't even let me. I just have to insert myself because you tend to talk about how I'm not singing on key. But then we
You,
go to the
you you
party.
don't. You don't. And I'm not. You use the word harmonize. I'm not so sure you understand what the word harmony or harmonize means. But you're speaking so passionately. I don't want to rain on your parade. Carry on.
So we go to the party and everyone is so into this. And then I'm like, Josh, we gotta sing. My go-to song, everyone needs to have a go-to karaoke song. Mine is Love Shack because I'm all about like, let's do it together. So Josh and I could do it together. And people were shocked when they heard us sing and how good we were. We got compliments if you recall. We got some compliments.
Well, I think I got some compliments, but anyways, yeah, you the right song for you
Yeah.
in the right environment with everyone having had the right amount of drinks, you could be a really good singer.
But it was fun. That we had to put it away finally because and the little kids loved it.
Yeah.
And then you actually got to the point where you didn't even want to stand on stage, so you were like sitting, drinking your whatever you're drinking, Mick Ultras or whatever you're
Natter
drinking,
days, baby.
Natter days, and you would just sit there and sing. And I'm like, oh, I'll get the other microphone, and I would just invite myself in.
You did.
And then you would get mad at me, and I just didn't care. I mean, not real mad, but you give me
No,
some
not mad. Not
dirty
mad.
karaoke looks. But then after the party for every week, I'm like, Josh, let's sing karaoke. And you're like, no, Toni. And I'm like, so I'll just get it out sometimes and I'll just sing.
Yeah, you will. It was fun. What I will say is we had fun with it, and you definitely enjoy using it. I think it was really cool though how the kids were using it. And when I say kids, we're talking there was like some young teenagers there who normally most day and age would be like, oh, I'm too cool for this, but they got up and they had a lot of fun. So it was a blast, right? So
Can I add one more thing?
sure.
I do feel like I deserve some credit for the photo that is now a monster poster in your
Oh
office.
yeah, you do.
I, I said, Josh, sit here. I directed that photo. That piece of art, it is art. That piece of art, that was me.
It
Was it
was
not?
well done, my lady.
And when I said, honey, lift your arm up and put your American flag pinky ring, and you were like, you were kind of annoyed with me. You're like, oh, and I'm like, I'm serious. Wait till you see this. And then I showed you, and you were
It'll be
proud.
on an album cover someday if there's ever like a Leonard Skinner tribute band or something.
I
Who
kind of
knows?
wonder what's wrong with me because when I look at, I'm staring at him right now and I just find him, Mr. Fourth of July, incredibly sexy.
It's the mystique.
Yeah, he's kind of dirty.
He's a dirty boy. Look at those tats and that Speedo, American flag Speedo, the mullet and the stash.
Well, the tattoos are of Mr. Fourth of July too.
No, I did not wear a tattoo of Mr. Fourth of July himself.
I thought we got those, or was that
We
something
got
else?
them for other people. Mr. Fourth of July does not wear a tattoo of himself. He'll wear a shirt with his own picture on it, but not a tattoo. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So that was a recap of Mr. and Mrs. Fourth of July, and then, obviously there were some other fun things we did this summer. We went on a vacation with family and stuff. But just recently here in August, our dog Jack, who tore his, basically it'd be the ACL version on a human in his back left leg, and we've talked about this already on a prior podcast. I talked with Josh Ricker, so we won't beat this to death. But so he had to have
Yeah.
surgery.
Josh Ricker did not live through what we lived through. And I hope Josh, I know you're going to listen to this, the Rick, I hope you're healing. But we need to dive into this for a minute because
We'll
this was
dive into it for a minute. But Jack had surgery, and I'm glad we did it sooner. We were going to wait until after Labor Day,
we were.
but we just jumped into it and just scheduled it like for a week later after having the consultation instead of waiting till after September. And we did not know what we were getting into. I mean, from the moment we picked him, we had an idea, but you know, we have vectors now. He still for another 4 weeks has to basically be in a pen. But we didn't know what we were getting into. The first week,
Oh, brutal.
I was sleeping down here in my office/studio, I guess, on the daybed with him. I was sleeping down here because our house has many steps, and after you have this surgery, the dog is not supposed to go up steps for at least 8 weeks. So the only plausible place to put him is in the basement all the time, so I can just walk him straight out the walkout. Well, I took one for the team. I'm like, I'll just stay down here with him. And the first couple of days were miserable. The next few days were a little better, but by the sixth day being down here, I'm basically going upstairs to shower and eat and coming back down here. And there's light that comes in down here, but my office specifically doesn't have a window, so the door has to be open. And I was just like, I'm gonna have to just endure and do this for another 7 weeks. So,
And what happened? Well,
and then you said, well, let's rotate this, right?
Because
And
can I insert here?
Go
So
ahead.
here, since you're gonna, we'll go back and forth on this one because you really wanted to be downstairs with Jack, like,
Yeah.
and I understood that. Like, you and Jack have a bond. I know I'm the third wheel in this. I've always been the third wheel. But I mean, Jack loves me too, but you and him are like, and normally when he's not feeling well, he wants me,
Yeah.
but
Well, we found that out more so the first couple days here
he did want
with the
me
surgery.
more. Yeah. And so, but well, you get a little anxious when it comes to Jack, and you just wanted to make sure that he was okay. I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. I sleep like the dead.
Oh yeah.
And Josh was concerned that I wouldn't hear Jack, and I assured Josh I would because I raised 3 children who used to not sleep ever, it felt like. But he kindly reminded me those days are long gone, and the roof could blow off our house in a storm, and I'd still be asleep.
100%.
So after day 5, I went downstairs, and one more layer. I had an injury going on in my left foot too. So Jack's left knee, my left foot, we weren't sure if my heel was broken, but I'm back in a boot. We found out that my plantar fascia is torn. And so trying to go up and down the stairs we were a mess. And by we, I mean Jack and I. So
Yes.
I came downstairs day
Not
5. No, Josh, well, not physical mess, maybe mentally a little bit. But I said, honey, you cannot be down here. Let's start rotating. Because on top of that, one of the hardest parts of this was the medication.
Oh,
And you and I mean, let's list off the things we tried to get him to take his meds.
put him in, but he loves bananas. Just put him in bananas. He'd sniff it, and he's like, nope. I mean,
We tried the
bananas,
pill pockets with everyone's like,
yep.
oh, do the pill
Peanut butter pill
pockets, pill
pockets,
pockets. They don't work.
wrapped up in ham,
Oreo
mix it in with his
cookies,
food, Oreo cookies,
marshmallows,
donut holes.
and marshmallows. So finally, Josh and I
Because
figured
he's
out.
smart. He's a smart freaking dog. The first time we were able to get something by him, but then after that, he's like, nope, nope,
Yeah,
nope, nope.
he was,
So
and so we figured out a rhythm. And I mean, we tried all kinds of mind games with him. Like I'd talk really excited and pump him up. Josh would yell at him and then apologize. And then
yeah, that's accurate.
and I'm like, don't do it. So finally we figured out if we did it together in tandem and then we locked Jack's like face between our legs and then we'd like, all right, we're going with 4 pills. And
Yeah.
then we jam his mouth shut and we're like coaching him through it. And it was we realized we knew we were a great team,
But
but
even that stopped working. Even the like holding his mouth closed to make him swallow it stopped working because he kept holding it in the side of his mouth and he'd go like this.
then
And
he'd
as soon as you
spit
let
it
go,
out.
he'd go.
I swear he stuck up his middle finger at us a couple times too.
So, but to fast forward, we're ending week 4, starting week 5 of an 8-week recovery,
Right
and
now.
right now, and he's so much better. I mean, it still stinks. The only medication he's on is anti-anxiety, but it's necessary because he's like, oh, I'm healed. I want to go, 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 and he can't. But now he's upstairs right now. During the day, he's down here with me. At night, we take him upstairs. But so yeah, that was another adventure
We couldn't leave him alone.
this
I mean, those
summer.
first because of his staples. I mean,
Yeah.
it's intense. So if anyone's listening to this, because I posted on Facebook because I felt like I want to know that we're not alone. And there were a lot of people who are friends of ours who've had this surgery with their dogs. If you ever have questions, we're pros. Reach out.
We are pros. That is a recap of our summer. I know that's not normally what we do here on the Surrounded by Brilliance podcast, but newsflash, my podcast, I can do whatever I want, and I just did. So if you're still listening, thank you. If you're no longer listening because we haven't gotten to the Get Off My Lawn segment yet, you can go bleep yourself. See how I bleep myself there? That's
That was
growth.
great. Yeah.
So, and with that, when we think about like the get off my lawn phrase that we talk about, right? What does the phrase get off my lawn mean to you? Like what's that mean to Toni?
Oh, I picture Clint Eastwood, but with your face on him. And yeah, but I mean, if you put your face on Clint, you're just grumpy sometimes. And I'm like, that's
90-year-old Clint Eastwood or like 35-year-old Clint Eastwood?
Oh, I want to say 35, but the reality is like 90.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's what it means to you. Well,
What's it mean to you?
what's it mean to me? It's those moments where you stop, you turn your head, and someone's just like, and you're just like, why are you doing that? Like, you are so dumb. Like, you are not a good reflection of the human race. But then you zoom out, and you're like, there's a whole lot of people like you. Like, and then I go into my cocoon, and I'm like, I'm right on this. There's got to be other people that feel the same way. Like, why is that kid doing this? Why is that man doing that? Why is that woman yelling at that? Whatever. Why is there feces on the wall in the public restroom? I mean, why, right? So it's really just these events and moments that annoy myself and probably annoy most people, but they're not willing to speak up about it. Probably because a podcast like this to them is probably a waste of time, but they're not the listener I'm going for. I'm looking for the grumpy person. So with that, m'lady, what's your get off my lawn situation this week?
This happened recently. And oftentimes when I run into these, I call you and I say, hey, throw this on the list. Because you've had a list
I do.
We started actually together. I said, Josh, we should do a list, and mainly I felt like, just so everyone knows, because you bring this list up often. I listen to every single podcast episode because that's the wife I am. How's Women in listening going for you?
I listen. Full disclosure, I do not listen to all of your podcasts. I should, and I'm working to get better at it, but I don't. So it's a work in progress. And
Anyways, so I told you, I just so your listeners know,
that honesty.
I wanted you to vent on these notes, but now I say, hey, add these things. So this is when I added. I had to go to the eye doctor because I had an ulcer in my eye this summer too. And
Yeah, she's a mess, people. She's a mess.
yeah, if you haven't had an ulcer in your eye, it hurts. Anyways, I go to the eye doctor, and this woman pulls her mom bomb, her minivan, and I'm not against minivans, by the way. I used to have a mom bomb myself when my kids were little, but she
As did I.
parks like shit, and it pisses me off because I'm like, you're so like, and anyway, I want to say so many things, but I'm gonna try and rein myself in. She was right on the line. You know when you're just like you're too far over to the right, and then the person next to you, which is me, and I'm trying to park, and it's the only spot left.
Yeah.
And I'm in my boot, by the way. And so it's so frustrating because I got to be able to get out of my car, but she's parked so far over, and I got to open my door and get my foot out of the car. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm mad again. I'm mad. And then I see her in there struggling with her kids. And I'm like, because you parked like shit.
Maybe she parked that way because her kids were distracting her.
No, don't turn this around yet. You haven't
I'm
asked
not.
her.
I'm not. You know what? Because I'm with you. When people park stupid, it annoys me. I like to back in with my truck, right? And I've come to find out that people, if you see someone backed in, you should either not park directly beside them, or B, you should back in if you're going to park right beside them. Because when you do that, like, okay, I'm backed in, but then if you come in this way and you open your door and I try to open my door, it's a giant cluster.
Can we
If
talk
you
about
back in though, now we both get out on the left side.
But okay, backing in. Why do you do that? Let's talk about this. Backing in is douchey. Are you trying to do a
No.
quick getaway?
What if you
Like,
need a
what do
quick getaway? What if you need a quick
what?
getaway? You never know. Always be prepared. Don't DTA, don't trust anybody, and always be prepared.
But why? That's so douchey. I feel like
That's exactly what someone who's not prepared would say. But why? Oh my
only
God.
guys that drive pickup trucks do that too.
Well, and it's easier to get out. So, and then guess what? You don't you take the legwork out on the front end. All right, I'll back in, bing bang boom. Now you don't have to worry about I'm backing out. Is there another car coming? Is there another car coming? You look,
Legwork.
you go. Legwork
Is this
done.
the point in life you're at? You're like, God, I have so much on my plate. I need to take one more thing off. I need to back into the park.
Maybe. Well, look, we obviously both agree that people, like, sometimes people don't use their full brains when parking. We have different viewpoints on it, obviously. But how would you make your get off my lawn situation a positive? Because we're not just here to complain about things. We also want to be solution based and solution or positive vibe based, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you make it positive?
I mean, listen, you said it. Maybe she was being distracted by her kids because they were all pretty little, and wrangling 3 kids is not easy. I used to do it. So I was basically judging a younger version of myself. So that was not nice of me. And really, it wasn't that far from the door. It wasn't a big deal, even though I was in my boot. So
What's the positive? That's not a positive. You're just making statements. What's a positive? How do you turn it into a positive?
you know what? The positive was it was a nice sunny day out, and I should just have enjoyed that fact because it would have been that much more shitty had it been rainy and snowy and all those things.
Okay. All right.
That's all I can come up with, Josh, because when there's a shitty Parker and you got to squeeze, and I got 2 scoops of heaven in that's my butt. There's only so much room, so I'm gonna go with the sun was out.
Okay. Unique answer. At the end of the day, you're focusing on something positive. So the moral of the story is there is nothing positive about assholes who park shitty, which is why everyone should just back in. Then it'll be easier for everybody. Okay? And
I don't know that I agree with that, but
you
we'll
should,
go with
yeah,
it.
you should, you should. So here's my get off my lawn moment. And guess what? This is in full effect because school just started. The kids are back to school. You know what's going on? Fundraisers. Kids freaking fundraisers. And they start it now so that you get it by Christmas, right? So my get off my lawn moment or situation is kids school fundraisers where they just blast out emails hoping you'll donate. They just send it's just a pre-formatted email that says, "Hey, Olivia and Aubrey are looking for your help, and they're trying to raise money for blah 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 blah." Right? Some friends of ours, I know that I'm on their child's distribution list because I keep getting the emails and I just delete it. All right, and because why? And you know this, and I use Olivia and Aubrey as an example because they know, and their mom and dad know that, and so have my nephews. You can send the email, but it's going to get deleted. If you want me to buy something for your fundraiser, which there's probably nothing there I want because I don't need, a pound of cookie dough, and I don't need a Burberry basket or candles. But if you want me to buy something, you have to call me and sell me on it. Tell me what are you doing? What are you raising money for? Blah blah blah. At least, so that these kids have some idea of I'm not just going to send this out and expect someone to donate. They need to put some legwork into it. So I have, and maybe it's not just for me, but I'm going to just make the assumption it is and pretend it is. I have trained my nieces and nephews to, when they have a fundraiser, they call. And they say, "Hey, Uncle Josh, hey, Aunt Toni, we're blah, blah, blah. We're raising money for it's going to help our school and it's going to help our playground." Our nieces, their school, I think, is just made of the most finest playground
It's always been that way.
ever because that's every year. It's to help with our playground. It's a playground. Oh, and it's a playground and school stuff. I mean,
Well,
so
yeah, you wrote me into that too, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't need to get pitched this stuff, because. But then I respect it, and here's why. Let's talk about this. Let's go back to the '80s because we were both raised in the '80s, both of us, even though I'm a touch older than you. Did you have fundraisers growing up? Were you selling
yeah,
shit?
yeah. You
What
had
were
to
you
go
selling?
talk to people. You had to go
Yeah,
to their houses.
what were you selling?
Different raffle tickets, or then like we had a every year at Delphus St. John's there was a fall festival, so you had meal tickets because they would do these nice meals on. You would go there and it was a really nice meal, and you would go out and sell those.
Would you sell candy
But
bars?
Cub Scouts, I was in Cub Scouts as a wee lad. You go
Oh,
out and
you
you'd sell
were?
things. When I
I
was
didn't
in
know that.
Yeah, you'd sell when I was in midget football. It was called midget football where I was from, okay? So if you take offense to that, don't
I
care.
do.
I
I
know it's
just gave
called
you a look.
whatever. But we would sell candy bars and do different things. But we'd had to get out there and move our asses and
We
sell shit.
did. I was selling candy bars. I had to go and ask people to buy candy. And let me ask you this, which is not hard to sell. Why did they move away from that model? That model worked. People will buy candy. I don't
Yes.
need your I don't,
Laziness.
yeah, I don't need a candle. I don't need, because they're not good candles. They're not. I don't need caramel popcorn. I don't need that shit. So I'm with you. Go back to candy bars. Go back to sell into people's faces, and we love our nieces and nephews. We do. But you and I don't even buy it. We just give
We don't. Yeah, we do this
we
every year now.
give them money.
And the nieces and nephews love it. Like and none of this get off my lawn is not a shot at our nieces and nephews because our
No.
nieces and nephews reach out to us. But it's all the other people or the parents who take the sheet to their work for their kid. They're like, "Hey, Billy's selling this. You know what? Billy's ass should be at your work asking those people if they want to buy it.
Well,
You shouldn't be
this
selling it for them."
this won't surprise you, but my dad did take the candy to his work.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
What,
So,
what's that supposed to mean?
oh, my daddy will do everything for me. I'm Tony.
He
But
still does to this
But yeah,
day.
he does. But to your point, our nieces and nephews, there was like been one time where we ordered something from them, and it was these really good like jalapeno cheddar beef sticks, and they were delightful. And every year now I ask, do they have those? And they don't. So now what we do is we just say, hey, what if we just give you each $20, and then you can order something that you want, and it'll go towards the points that you get for sales. And they love it. They're like, so they literally like, hey, here's, they call and they say, we're doing this, we're doing that. Here's the link to the catalog. If there's nothing you want though, and you want to donate, you can still. So see, they're adapting. They learn. They're like, if you want, you can then just donate, give up, Venmo us money, and then we'll order it for ourselves and get something we want. And I'm like, done. Let's do that. So the positive in all of this, we've already talked to it. I've spoken to it. What has happened is, at least for our nieces and nephews, it's turned into a learning or educational piece, and they've learned the lesson of, hey, if I want to sell them to buy something, I need to interact with them, right? So, and I believe they do it with not just with you and I think they do now with everyone. So that's the positive. The positive is we're making headway little by little, right?
We are. And the other positive is a great walk down memory lane, and my dad would sell candy for me.
Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness. So that's our Get Off My Lawn segment, which moves us right into the Surrounded by Brilliance not so rapid fire questions.
I'm
and
excited.
I've only got a few because we talked. Well, we talked a lot about. We recapped our summer. Which I don't do that with everyone, but
Well, yeah, because you're only married to me. You're not married to the
that's
Rick
true.
or
That's true.
Brandon
I
or
know.
all these football guys you keep
What?
interviewing.
Okay, okay. Well, hey, you know what? I've got a diverse group. Oh, that's good.
You know what? I will say this because I'm sure they're listening to this. They better be listening because I've listened to all them. Is that these guys that you played football with that knew you in college? I've enjoyed, and I told you this, when we're at home together. I'm like, I really enjoy listening to you guys talk about football. And I'm like, you are really passionate about football. I mean, you start using some lingo, and I'm driving around listening to this. I'm like, that is sexy. Anyways.
Bing bong. Podcast is over. Gotta go. All right. Here's one for you. This is one I've been asking more recently because I used to ask would you give up your looks or your sense of humor
Yeah.
and kind of. So, what's your favorite thing about being a mom and a wife?
Oh, a mom. Gosh, I don't even remember my life before I had them. For us, we're at a different stage now. I love that because all of them are, I mean, out except Chloe, but she's almost
Almost out.
19. Yeah. I love watching them adult, even though you and I have to, again, we collaborate in raising these guys, but it's kind of fun just to see them at this stage and watch them make decisions, even though we don't agree with it and we know how most of these decisions will end up. And I'm so glad I'm not that age anymore. But I don't know, I like watching them come of age at a different stage where we're not as involved.
Yeah, there's brief moments of you're like, okay, you're figuring it out. That's perfect. Keep doing that. And then there's a lot of moments where it's like a monkey trying to fuck a football, and you're like, I literally told you about that, gave you some advice on that. Yeah, but yeah. So
I do enjoy seeing them all working and earning their own money, and they all three of them have a very strong work ethic, and that makes me feel good. And I know you too, because
yeah.
you and I both have strong work ethics. I really enjoy seeing them do that. Now the decisions they make with their money are complete shit, but I like that they earn that.
All right, like we are in lockstep, my lady, my lover. What's your favorite thing about being a wife? And you
Oh,
you don't have to sugarcoat this because you want to get in the good graces of the
host.
host. So
Oh, it doesn't. So I'm a pro in this category. If your listeners don't know this, I'm on my third marriage. You are lucky number three. So I know a good marriage from a bad marriage, and I don't even know if I can put language to it. I absolutely love being married to you. You and I were meant for each other, and I think that's it solely because no one else could manage like we tried other marriages and these people could not handle you or I. But
true.
we like we so connect, and it's not a perfect marriage. No marriage is perfect, but I just love spending time with you. It never gets old. We get each other. We have so much fun, and we've done a lot of hard things in life together. But we've also had a lot of fun together too. So, and I love talking business with you, and I don't know, just all kinds of things. So,
Yeah, we you know, we are each other's confidants. That's a way of summarizing it. It's not doing it any justice, but yeah, great answers. I can't argue with any of them. So,
hang on, wait a minute. Why do you like being married to me?
well, I'm the podcast host here, so I don't get asked questions. I ask them. But I will say all the reasons that you said are I would mimic those same answers. I mean, communication really is important in a marriage, and you and I do a really good job of that. Whether it's something fun, something exciting, something serious, something that people don't want to deal with, we just hit stuff head on, and we do it well. So yeah. Again, I that's why I say I agree with the things you said. So, where does Toni see herself 5 years from now?
Oh God, I haven't. I mean, where I will be 52 years old. Well, I hope to have a second book out by then because I already have the idea for it. My first book's the manuscript will be done this month, and so I would see my second book out. Paid professional speaker, still because I'm doing that now. Yeah, I guess continuing to do what we're doing. I don't know. I'm really fulfilled. So a lot of what I'm doing now, but maybe I don't know, maybe a little less work. I would like to like be retired from like one of these jobs by the time I'm 55.
Okay. All right.
You've always known about it. I've told you that. But I'll still work. I just,
I
do
know.
another stuff.
I know. Well, you got so many jobs, so you got to figure out which ones you'd want to retire from. Who knows?
Yeah, well, it's a mystery.
What's a vice or guilty pleasure that you have that the listeners or most people may not know about?
Ooh, I'm an open book. I would have to.
Well, then just say whatever comes to your mind. I mean, most people.
Well, it used to be drinking.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
It was, but I'm just saying. The first time I told Josh I loved him, I was pretty drunk. That's impressive. So he's laughing. He might be embarrassed a little. I don't know.
No,
What are my vices? Well, Cool Ranch Doritos and Diet Mountain Dew. And Skittles. I had to put it on my habit tracker that I wouldn't eat those because I like those too much. And when I like something too much, I got to knock it off. So there's that. True crime. There are times I get a little bit in a rabbit hole with watching a lot of Dateline, and then I worry them to be murdered constantly. So that's you tell me you're like, Toni, it's a lot. Maybe you should step back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very hyper vigilant, but
Yeah.
it's not hyper vigilance. You're just feeding your mind with all these things the worst case things that could go wrong, which there's nothing wrong with being hyper vigilant and planning, but you just are like, I mean, it's like a brain rot of, okay, you see a person, they look at you the wrong way, you're like, they probably murdered someone. I don't want
Yes.
them to murder me.
Yes. So I think that's it. I don't know. What do you think? You live with me. What about
There's some reality TV shows that you like.
90 Day?
The 30 different derivations of 90 Day Fiance, like 90 Day Fiance before, after, in between, at the 90 Day Fiance at the grave site or whatever they have. I don't know. So you watch a lot of that.
Big Brother.
When you
I love Big Brother.
Big Brother. So those are good.
That's
I
it?
think
That's all. I mean, oh,
well,
feet. I do like feet. Is that a
Yeah,
vice?
I don't get it. I don't think that's just weird, is what it is.
I just judge people's feet. I keep my feet right. I don't know.
Keep it right, keep it tight. Okay,
What's
interesting
your
answer.
vice?
That's my podcast.
I don't know.
Um,
Do you have a vice? Yeah,
uh, well, I've done a better job of it, but I like I like hats. I like
what?
watches.
Wedding rings. You went through a wedding ring phase.
Well, because I was trying to find, well, like the rubber ones, right?
How many do you have though at one point when I was like, Josh, how many? It was insane.
well, they were all like ones that you'd wear when I was doing work, or whatever, like in the yard, you know. But I wear the main one, but I don't. I only have a couple rubber ones, and then the band that we got when we got married now.
No, I know, but you had a hot minute there. But you're very good about wearing your ring. And I'm wearing mine right now, but I'm hit or miss sometimes, and you call me out on it.
Yeah, I'll take a shower at night, knowing I'm going to go to bed in like an hour, and I put my ring on because I don't. I'll take it off at night. But anyways, so
You're a loyal guy.
GD right.
You are. I'm
All
very
right.
lucky.
Last question, and this will be interesting for you. I asked Josh Ricker this. So you're going to take a cross country trip in a Winnebago from Michigan to the West Coast and back. And this is just for fun. All right. There's no planned agenda. You can invite 3 other people other than your spouse and your children. Who do you invite and why?
First off, you don't have to tell me I'm not the kids, because I wouldn't invite them.
Yeah, you
And
can't take your immediate family. Who are you
uh,
inviting?
yeah, but when you mean immediate family, it's just you and the kids, right?
Me and yeah, myself and the kids. And I mean, the first thing that pops in my mind is you got to find someone who's going to drive the Winnebago because you sure as hell can't.
I'm not certified.
Well, I don't.
Um, so I thought about this yesterday because we were listening on. We went out for your birthday for
Yeah,
sushi dinner, and we listened to the Rick's interview with you,
yeah.
and Big Rick 78 on TikTok.
Big Rick, he's Big Rick Energy
Big
78.
Rick energy. It still makes me laugh. Shout out to Josh Ricker. I was thinking about that because I'm like, what if he asked me this? And I've got it. I've
Okay,
got it. Okay. My dad,
okay,
he's driving the Winnebago, and then my 2 girlfriends, Tammy and Larissa,
okay.
that I talk to every day on Marco Polo. So the 4 of us. I think it would be fun.
Well, so the why, what the why those people though
Well,
specific?
Tammy and Larissa and Larissa lives in California and Tammy lives in Nova Scotia, which is Canada, and I'm in, we're in Michigan, so
Oh, Canada. Sorry.
Tammy, if you're listening to this, I apologize. Um, but because I don't, the girls and I don't are not often in the same place together. So, and we literally know everything about each other, and how we met was really unconventional, and we built a 5-year long friendship on Marco Polo. And just to be able to be together and go across the country, I think would be so much fun. And my dad is, well, he's my daddy. And so he would do everything, like drive the Winnebago. He'd probably pay for stuff, even though I'm 47 years old and don't need him to. But he's still my dad. He can take care of me.
Well, you have to take. Well, he'd probably also be hitting on the other 2 the whole time.
He would. Larissa is single, so maybe, and then she could become my stepmom in this dream.
You're Stommy.
My Stami. I'm actually, this is fun. Because now Larissa is
No,
going to listen to this. And
we're
they could fall in love. And my dad does want a younger woman, and she's much younger, because, than my dad. So and I would love her as a stepmom.
no, no.
And then on our trip, we stop in Vegas. They get married, and Tammy and I are the flower girls and witnesses. Oh my God,
Oh,
this is awesome.
wow, you really took that and ran with it. I don't. I am speechless. I don't know that. All I said was your dad would flirt. I
And
didn't
I took
say
it. Well, what do you say the greats do? What do the greats do, Josh?
the greats need to be willing to take it far. You did do that. I am impressed because you're learning from this guy.
I'm a superstar.
All right. Well, you are. You're a rock star, and
All right. No, I know.
you are. You're a rock star, and I know you're a rock star who's got a book coming out, and obviously
You're in the book. You know
I
that,
am in the
right?
book, and you're okay with people connecting with you. I mean, some people come on here, they're like, I don't want more people to. So since we're finishing this up, because that's all I had, if people wanted to find you and learn more about you, where could they do that at? Where would they find you? How can they learn more about Toni? How can they maybe learn more about the K-Wings or your book or the coaching that you do on the side if they need to?
ToniWill.com. I might be your only guest that has her own website with her name on it.
Yeah, maybe a little ego in there, ToniWill.com, but hey.
Listen, you know I didn't. I had my businesses under different names, and then
I know. I'm
you
just
know
giving you.
I know, but I try and I'm relatable, everyone. I promise you. I'm not a douchebag. I swear to God.
I'm not a douchebag. I'm not a douchebag.
And if I have to say that, that probably means I am on some level, right? That's what a psychologist would.
Well, look, what do I always say? Like, you can't please everybody, and if you're like, if there are people that aren't happy with you, or people that are frustrated with you, or that maybe don't like you, then you're probably doing something right, because you can't
So,
you can't go along to get along with everyone.
thanks, baby. I want to make sure you don't do to me what you did to Ricker at the end of the last episode. So, before we sign off, I just want to tell you I love you.
I love you too, and
You cut him off. I was like, Josh, you didn't say you loved him back. He's like, love you, man. And you were like, okay, bye.
well, I told him afterwards because I was just ready to hit the button. It wasn't intentional, so.
Well, I love you, and
Well,
I love being a guest on your podcast. So thanks for having me back.
well, thanks for coming on. I love you too. This was fun. It was a good podcast. Hopefully everyone listens. Thanks for listening, everyone, and everyone have a great day.
Get off my lawn. Don't turn around in my driveway. And don't drive slow if you're in the left lane. Scooby-Doo-bop-bop-a-deep-a-doop-bop-bop. Surrounded by brilliance.